the Legislative Department.
Good day everyone. We will discuss about the Legislative Department. Overview. The Congress is the legislative branch of the government of the Philippines. The constitutional mandates and respect the Congress. The legislative branch. The word legislative comes from the Latin word leges means law. Legislative deals in making deliberations over enactment, amendment, and repealing the laws. Basic structures. Legislative has two basic structures. The first one is unicameral. Unicameral consists of one chambers or house. Another one is bicameral. Bicameral, the legislative power is vested on two chambers or houses. The Congress of the Philippines, which consists of the Senate of the Philippines and the House of Representatives.
The Philippine Congress. In Article 6, Section 1, states the legislative power shall be vested in the Congress of the Philippines, which shall consist of the Senate and the House of the Representatives, except to the extent reserved to the people by the provisions on initiative and referendum. The Congress is bicameral. There are two houses. Upper house is for the Senate, and the lower house is for the House of the Representatives. So, ang Philippine Congress ay binubuo ng dalawang sangay, ang Senado at ang kapulungan ng mga kinatawan. Ang mga membro ng Kongreso ay hinirang ng mga mamamayan sa halalan. Ang tungkulin naman ng Kongreso ay gumawa ng mga batas, mag-aproba ng pondo ng gobyerno at mag-impeach ng mga opisyal ng gobyerno. Maaaring magpataw ng buwis at magkaroon ng oversight sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno. Senate. Composition, 24 senators that are selected during the elections. Qualification is natural-born citizen, at least 35 years old on election day, can read and write, a registered voter, and a resident of the Philippines for at least 2 years prior to election day. Term of office, 3 years, and there's a maximum of 3 terms. Ang Senado o Philippine Senate ay binubuo ng 24 members and the 12 members ay hinirang ng Pangulo at ang napitirang 12 members ay binubuo ng mga senador na nahalal ng bayan sa pangkalahatang halalan. Ang termino ng isang senador ay 6 na taon at maaaring maglingkod hanggang sa 2 termino lamang. Ang mga senador ay may tungkulin na magpasa ng mga batas at magbotohan sa mga issue sa bansa. Sila rin ay matuyong jurado sa impeachment trial ng Pangulo ng Pilipinas.
In case of vacancy, it can be filled through regular election. Next, the special election can call for the purpose of filing the vacancy. And in circumstances, the one elected can merely set for the unexpired term. Next, parliamentary privilege. The Congress has two parliamentary privileges while is in session. Number 1, the privilege from arrest, immunity from offense punishable by not more than 6 years imprisonment. Number 2, the privilege of speech and debate, immunity from libel and slander.
Transparency. The elected Congress must, number 1, fully disclose their financial and business interests. Number 2, the potential conflict of interest that can arise in the legislation. Number 3, the keeping from other office or employment to forfeit their seat. Next, the structure and dynamics. The Senate President and the House Speaker are elected by majority vote. Quorum majority. Every house will maintain a journal and a record of every proceedings. The house can adjourn without the other consent while they are having session.
The power of Congress. First, the public officials can be appointed. The inquirer and the investigation and legislative can declare in the existence of state of war, can authorize the limited emergency power for the President, can approve the government project, can undertake the project of Constituency Development Fund. can propose, review, and adopt the bill for enactment into law. They can overturn any presidential veto with respect to a proposed legislation. They are allowing the referenda. It can propose amendment to constitution. Legislative limitation. The Congress must not increase appropriation recommended by the executive branch, passing the exemption without the approval of the major members, granting titles of nobility, passing the ex post facto bills, and
Legislative limitations. The Congress must not increase appropriations that are recommended by the executive branch, for passing the tax exemption without the approval of the major members, for granting titles of nobility, for passing the ex post facto bills, and for passing the attainder of bills. How does a bill become a law? So in the Philippines, a bill becomes a law through the following process. First reading, the bill is filed and read on the floor of either the House of Representatives or the Senate. Committee action, the bill is assigned to a committee that will review and make recommendation in it. Second reading, the bill is read and debate on the floor of either the House of Representatives or the Senate. Third reading, the bill is read and vote on for final approval on the floor of either the House of Representatives or the Senate. Conference Committee. If the House of Representatives and the Senate pass different version of the bill, a conference committee is created to reconcile the differences between them. Approval by the President. If the bill is passed by both the House of Representatives and the Senate, it is sent to the President for signature. If the President approves the bill, it becomes a law. If the President votes the bill, it can still become a law if two-thirds of the members of both the House of Representatives and the Senate vote to override the votes.